Hello and welcome, beautiful souls, to my channel, Light of Shaya. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to those of you who are new. If you enjoy this content, I hope you stick around for more. I got plenty of videos for you guys. And for those of you who are returning, I simply want to say thank you so much for all of your support. I appreciate every single one of you. So today, this is going to be a general message from spirits, basically for whoever needs this message. Interestingly enough, I got a new deck here. I was just so drawn to this particular deck. It's called the Good Tarot. And at the bottom of the deck here, while I was shuffling before this, doing my little setup before the reading, we had the Magician, and I'm using the Animal Spirit Oracle cards. And interestingly enough, we have Trust in the Magic at the bottom of the deck. So it's really interesting that these two cards came out together, right? So Trust in the Magic and the Magician. It looks like you're, and look at this, we have Let Spirit be your guide and embrace the in-between at the bottom of the deck. So there's something, for whoever this message is for, there's something big about it. But before I get into the message, I'm going to be shuffling out cards in a moment. I'd like to go ahead and start by ringing this crystal singing bowl that's associated with the crown chakra. So if you want to skip through this, you can, but I would encourage you to stay here just to kind of set the mood, set the vibe, get us into a high vibe state, and get you basically aligned with your intuition. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, okay? Alright, that felt great. So let's go ahead and get into this message from Spirit. It's going to be a pretty interesting one, I'm getting the sense of. So I'm going to open up here with the Spirit of the, or the Animal Spirit Oracle deck, excuse me. So what is the message for whoever needs this message? What is this message about, Spirit? Let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, wow. Alrighty, so we got 4 cards here. Bottom of the deck, Trust in Divine Detours, the Coyote Spirit. So there may have been something that you're not really understanding why you're being put into this place. That really aligns with the Embrace the In-Between, as I was talking about with the Flamingo Spirit earlier. But here are the cards that came out. So there's a huge message about trusting in the unknown right now for whoever this message is for. So another power number. So the power number that we had, Trust in the Magic, was the number 66. For this one, it's 55, and what you guys aren't likely seeing right now is just how much you're manifesting. So we have Snake Spirit, Time to Heal, followed by Elephant Spirit, Learn from the Past. We have Bobcat Spirit here, number 8, which is another like infinity symbol. Life is a Mystery. And then followed by Stag Spirit, Take the Lead. Okay, so the message that I'm getting from these cards immediately here is you're on a healing journey right now. There's a reason why this detour had to happen for you. Essentially, it was in order for you to look at wounds from the past. See, with Learn from the Past, Elephant Spirit, this is about embracing the lessons that you've gone through and assimilating them into your life. Take the lessons, but leave the pain, if that makes sense. If you're experiencing pain right now, allow yourself to feel it, but do not wallow in it. It's about letting your heart feel the feelings and acknowledging the pain that is present. And then once you bring your awareness into it, it eventually will dissipate, and this is a part of the healing process. Now, life is a mystery. There are some unknown factors going on in life right now, and you're being called to trust in the divine because of this. But despite the fact that things are unknown to you at this time, there is affirmative action that you need to take here with the Stag Spirit. There's something that you need to start. There's a sense of you needing to power through this mystery, you needing to power through the unknown right now. This is likely a test of your intuition. I'm getting the sense that this is a test of your intuition because some of you are very intuitive, but it sounds like maybe you're not willing to see something, or because things are unclear to you and your intuition isn't quite where you would like it to be, you're starting to doubt yourself, you're starting to doubt the journey. So this is also part of the healing process for you. So I'm just drawing cards here from the Good Tarot. I really love the artwork of this particular deck, and I love how it differs a little bit. It's like a combination of a tarot and oracle deck. So, okay, so I'm going to start with this here. Wow, okay, so we have some pretty interesting energy here already. We have the Page of Fire. So this is about being inspired again. Page of Fire, right? Some of you may have stepped into this already with the Page of Fire, of like feeling that sense of inspiration. And you feel it in your body because the pages are associated with the body. They're the earth element of the court cards. And so it's about the first experience of the aces, but in the physical body. So for example, Ace of Cups, which would be about love, right? It's overflowing love, but it's more ethereal in nature because it's from source. When the pages come in, they're fresh energy, but in the material form. So you're feeling inspired, or will be feeling inspired within the near future here. With the Messenger of Earth, I'm getting the sense that this is some sort of message you'll be receiving. This is, I believe, the Knight of Pentacles in this particular deck. And there is a need for you to be grounded and take steady action, right? Take the lead. Take the lead. When you feel inspired, start to utilize that inspiration to move yourself forward. Then we have the Five of Fire here. And usually the Five of Fire indicates conflict, but this deck, I read more intuitively, and I'm just noticing how sure of herself she looks here. I'm not sure if you could see how grounded she appears, and she's looking directly at you. And what I find really interesting, and this is a message that that's coming from me because I've recently started experiencing this. You see how these moths are flying around? And interestingly enough, earlier today, before I started this message, there was this moth literally flying around my head, just like these, right? And so some of you may be getting signs through creatures, through animals. Maybe that's why I was drawn towards the Animal Spirit Oracle cards here, because you know, the Divine will often use, in particular, insects. They'll use insects, but other animals, to deliver messages to you. And usually what will happen is that these are little... sometimes they're warning signs, the insects. Like if you have a fly or like a moth that just won't leave you alone, it's like alone, it's like floating around your head. It's because it's a message from Spirit saying like, hey, you need to pay attention, you're missing something right now. And I'm really drawn here to this Page of Fire and just the power that's coming from her. So we have like a tiger at the bottom there, more of that take the lead energy, more predatory in nature. There's an unseen quality, there's somebody lurking. That's kind of like what I'm getting, a lurking energy. And even the Bobcat spirit gives me that sense of lurking, right? Life is a mystery, and it's like ready to pounce. But I'm not getting a sense of like in a bad way. I'm not getting like heavy energy at all. I'm not sensing manipulation or anything like that. But I am noticing how there's a moon here. And so some of you have been sensing something coming, right? Life is a mystery, but it's not present yet. And here's the beautiful part about it. So we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with the Messenger of Earth, and we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here with the King of Fire. And note this King of Fire here. Behind him stands, and behind his head, his crown chakra is open with like the sun. This is illumination. You see the difference between like the moon and the sun. It's like the clarity is coming. The clarity is coming, and note in this particular deck, see, most of the cup cards for me indicate love in most decks, but notice how he has an open heart. So this is about following inspiration. This is about taking the lead. Interestingly enough, take the lead is right above the King of Fire here on the board. Life is a mystery is below the Five of Fire, which is with all these little, like the moths and stuff. Maybe some of you are kind of distracted, but you're trying to stay grounded, because I'm noticing in the Five of Fire, she's just kind of sitting. She's just sitting there. And there's a sense of like needing to take affirmative action despite the mystery. And maybe this is why you may be seeing creatures. Maybe look up those creatures. If you have a resonance with any of the creatures that I drew here, maybe look into them, because there may be an additional message here for you. Let's see here. Let's pull some more cards about this message. Very interesting message. Okay. Wow. Okay. You guys, you're moving towards something beautiful here. There it is. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah. Okay. So I got one extra card that came out with the Queen of Fire. Let me make sure I pull these cards the way they were meant to come out. Here we go. So we have the Eight of Water starting, right? So with the Eight of Water, we see this hermit-like character looking out to the horizon, and beneath him is this treasure chest, right? There's like a treasure chest here filled with pearls. But what's really interesting is that this person doesn't seem interested in this particular pile of gold or this treasure chest, and he's looking towards the horizon and the ship arriving. So usually the Eight of Water speaks of walking away from things that no longer make us happy to find a better sense of fulfillment. But I'm noticing here how this card gives me more of a traditional Rider-Waite Three of Wands, where it's like you're waiting for your ship to come in. It's almost like you know that this ship is coming in. You're like waiting for it. And in the meantime, you're like holding on to whatever it is that you have, but it's like you're not interested in what you have at the moment. Now, if you haven't been practicing gratitude for the things that you have, this is a call to action to do that as well. And I'm noticing here with the Star card, we do have Aquarian energy here, so some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius or have that in your chart. I'm noticing this is a number 8 card as well. We have 8-8. Here, more of that infinity number, 888. Some of you may be seeing triple digit numbers. But with this Star card here, this is a wish fulfillment, it's rejuvenation, it's hope. But I'm noticing just how she looks almost melancholic here. It's almost like this desire, there's this deep desire and wish that you have, that you're waiting for. And you've been waiting for this likely for some time. And the reason you haven't received this is likely because you were on this healing journey and learning from the past, right? And so with the Seven of Fire, the Seven of Fire usually talks about like defensiveness or fighting for what it is that you want. But in this particular deck, it doesn't come off that way, because I'm noticing how this unicorn, which is this magical creature with like a horn sticking out of its head, of course, like referring to like the third eye, it's almost like you're going to get in touch with your intuition again. There's this sense of intuition coming through very strongly, and it's like you're moving forward now with determination, because I'm noticing how this kind of gives me like Fool-like energy, like this unicorn is about to take a leap off this mountain and fly off into the unknown, right? And this is below the Life is a Mystery card. And note how beneath, I just so happen to place these cards beneath each other, the Five of Fire and the Seven of Fire. And note how I was talking about these moths and these like dragonflies or fireflies, excuse me, flying around. So there's like these, I get the sense, guys, that you have these messages like around you. It's like the signs or the messages are all around you, but some of you haven't been attuned because maybe you're stuck in this wishing energy and like hoping for things to happen a certain way, and they're not happening this way. And then we have the Tower, followed by, interestingly enough, the Queen of Fire. This is a divine coupling. Some of you could be on the divine counterpart journey here. This could also, if you're not on that journey, be a calling of blending the masculine and feminine within you in order to get you into the right place to take the lead. Because in order for you to embody your creativity and take charge in your life, both the masculine and feminine energies within yourself need to be aligned. So I'm getting the sense here with this Tower. It's really interesting because this Tower isn't depicted like in other decks. There's no destruction here. It's like a fortress of some sorts. Maybe you guys built like a fortress around yourself, so to speak. Maybe you enjoy solitude, and so you've been stuck in this place. And I'm noticing, interestingly enough, that this Queen of Wands or this Queen of Fire is standing in a room alone, whereas the King of Fire seems to be out in the open. You see, there's no like room. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can see the door behind her and this architecture, and it's like she's in the tower. Maybe some of you have been playing this, like, I don't know why I'm getting this, but like this damsel in distress kind of feeling. When in reality, you're this Queen of Fire. Look, note how her heart is open here too. And it's basically saying like you've had the power all along to get yourself out of these circumstances, this situation. You've been moving slowly towards it with the Messenger of Earth, but you just simply haven't been seeing it. So let's pull a few more cards here and I'll wrap up the message. Please do let me know if this message is resonating for you guys. This is basically for whoever needs this message. It's quite an interesting message coming through so far. I was really drawn to doing this, so. Okay. Wow, more of that Page energy. Wow. Okay. For me, this is confirmation, again, that this is in dealings with a divine counterpart. Because we have the Lovers here. And this particular deck is called Love. And I just, nope. There's just a sense of inner peace here. And interestingly enough, the sign of Leo is here. And usually this is associated with Gemini. But in this particular deck, it's Leo. Leo energy, right? Take the lead. Leos are very magnetic and they're powerful. They're proud and they go out and do things, right? They attract people by being themselves because they have that natural magnetic feel towards them, right? And it's like you're manifesting this and you're not seeing it coming likely. Or you already are on it, but you're not sure how it's coming about. Remember, trust in divine detours. And then we have this really, really, really beautiful, playful energy here with the Page of Earth. This Page of Earth, interestingly enough, I'm not getting the sense of... Okay, so I'm getting a couple messages here from this Page of Earth. One of them is, this is your spirit guide. One of your spirit guides has been trying to talk to you. And interestingly enough, I do have a spirit guide whose name is Ari. And she comes off as androgynous. It's really interesting. But she has fairy wings. She's very fairy-like in nature. Very interesting. But you could, and this is why I'm being drawn to saying that this could be a spirit guide, because some of you may not be seeing this coming, or like you haven't been hearing the messages that your guides have been trying to get to you regarding things. And there's this sense of confusion here with the Seven of Water. It's like you've been out there hoping and wishing and like praying and like wanting, and there's this sense of just like looking out into the vast vistas and not really sure where to go. You have your eyes set on something here though. And I really like this particular Seven of Cups because it doesn't feel like a sense of illusion. It's more like a sense of wonder and awe. As she looks up to the sky, or in this case the ocean, and she senses that beautiful connection that she has with the divine. And with this Page of Earth, this may be an offer that may leave you in that sense of awe. Because the Page of Earth is also physical, right? It's the physical body. It's the earth element with an earthly body. And so the Page of Earth is usually some sort of tangible thing. It's about learning new things. It's about starting something new, a project. So some of you could be dealing with somebody who wants to start a project with you. Somebody who likely is a divine counterpart for you. But let's go ahead and get some more. I'm being called to draw some more cards. I thought these next 3 cards were going to be it. But there's something else that needs to come out here. There it is. Yep, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we're backtracking here. Interesting. Yeah, this is what I was envisioning when I saw the star card. And this is a Six of Cups. And note how she looks so melancholy, and there's a sense of deep longing. There's a sense of deep longing. But beneath that here, we do have the Ten of Water, which is the Ten of Cups. And so this is very holy ascended master energy, of course, because you have the Buddha here. So this is very... this is emotional fulfillment. Like it's a heaven, for me it's heaven on earth card, right? The Buddha is an ascended master, which of course is associated with like heavenly beings. So you're heading this way. And the card that came out, of course, is that of the Empress. This is your energy, this beautiful energy. This is the sign of Taurus and Libra. And this is about you loving yourself and loving your environment, loving what you create, setting healthy boundaries for yourself, creating the environment around you to draw in what it is that you want. So I was saying, you're like drawing the environment around you, you're creating this environment around you. And you know what's really weird here that I'm seeing is now I'm seeing this Queen of Wands, or this Queen of Fire in the Tower. You know how she was behind that closed door, damsel in distress kind of thing? And she's and now the Empress, this is really weird, but stick with me on this. Now this Empress, this Queen of Fire seems to have blended with the Tower. It's really hard to quite explain, but I'm going to try and explain it to you because I'm seeing the architecture here. And note that this Empress, for whatever reason, has this ethereal feel where she's blended with the Tower. I don't know if you could see the architecture in the back, and she's like somehow combined with the Tower. Like, she's no longer the damsel in distress. Now she's a powerhouse because she notices the tower that I was in, the Queen of Fire is stuck in this tower, right? The tower that I was in was a creation of my own mind. 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords. And interestingly enough, the 10 of Swords came out first, and now the 9 of Swords comes out. Which is, for me, like the sense of like backtracking. You're like, hold on. I was stuck here because I created that place for myself. And now instead you're like, if I'm going to be this damsel in distress, if I'm going to be in this tower locked away, I'm going to own it. This is my place. This is my spot. And this is where I'm living now. This is where I'm creating from now. So it's no longer damsel in distress. It's accepting the circumstances for what they are, and then saying to yourself, I've created this environment, now I'm going to work with it. Now it's time to play. That playful energy of the Page of Fire and Page of Earth coming through very strongly here. And so we have this regression of the Ten of Swords, which traditionally is a very, very, very heavy card, and so is the Nine of Swords, traditionally. But in this deck, that's what I absolutely love about this deck. You can read it more intuitively, because you're see, now the angelic presence is around you. You see how these two characters have angel wings? And the signs are all around you. Remember how I was talking about signs? And now you're connected. It's like you're connected again. It's like you're connected again. It's really hard to... Because take a look at this. So with the Ten of Air, you're like, she's like blowing out she's blowing on these feathers that are like around. Like, let's say there's a moth and you're like, shoot, go away. It's like, I'm ignoring you. There's these signs trying to come through. And you're like, no, I don't want to see that. Go away. and that's kind of what I'm getting from this, where she's blowing away. But it's very playful too. It's not like destructive in any sort of way. It's not angry. And then we regress, and you're like, wait, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. These are signs, and they're all around me. And now look at this piece that she has. And interestingly enough, there's doves around her now, not just feathers. The signs around her now give her peace, and she's expansive and growing. And now she knows she's exactly where she needs to be. And note all the solitary energy here. I'm getting the sense of like this solitary energy. Now, I'm not too sure if these cards have a lot of people typically in them. I haven't worked with this particular deck a lot, but there's a lot of solitary energy here. But it's very angelic too. It's like the signs are all around you, and now you can kind of see them. Now the horizons have expanded, and this is where you're coming to. This place, from a place of longing, right? From a place of longing. Maybe even like, I'm seeing this Queen of Earth here because she's been eyeing me a few times now. This Queen of Earth is very like somber and serious. She comes off to me as a Queen of Swords in this particular deck, interestingly enough. She's very somber. And there's this sense of her looking at this like longing, this sense of like loss almost, or there's a sense of like, I wish things were different, or I wish things could have been this way. And then going from there to seeing the signs, and then all of a sudden it's like somebody's been pulling the strings all along. The unknown, right? The ascended masters, the spirit, the divine has been somehow pulling the strings around. This is really interesting. I'm feeling guided to take another card here. There it is. Yep. And here we have the conclusion of this particular message. Oh, this is beautiful. This is the Nine of Cups. This is emotional fulfillment at its highest. And I'm just taking a moment to kind of look at it. Look at the content, how content she is. There's this smile on her face. She's like caressing like her heart space kind of area, you know, how she has her hands kind of like in the sense of like, this is the sign that I was waiting for. This is the hope that I needed. This is exactly what I needed. These signs now have turned into physical. Look at this. Because, right? Because I know these birds are physical in this particular deck, but air is kind of like ethereal for me. It's very spiritual. And so then we have these doves turn into, instead, these diamonds. They're like pieces of gold, like diamond pieces that you found along the way. And what's really interesting, that really links to this Eight of Water. Remember how I was telling you, it's almost like you weren't looking at the treasure that you had? Right? And so there's a sense of like waiting outside, but really the reality was that the treasure was with you the whole time. You already knew the answers, I'm getting. For whatever your question was, I'm getting the sense of like questioning here, and like longing and wishing and desiring, and realizing that you were putting yourself out in this tower of the mind, and like putting yourself in this damsel in distress energy, because there's this whole life is a mystery. I don't know what's going on. I've messed up. I've made mistakes, and I'm trying to move forward. And now this information is coming through, and I'm seeing this Empress energy, which is absolutely beautiful. She's just so in tune with her divine feminine energy. And I'm noticing how her hands are clasped like this, and then the Nine of Waters like this. It's like, I found my treasure. Like I found it. I found the message. I found what it was that I was looking for, and now it's here. It's like it's here. It may not physically present itself, but you have enough tangible like evidence or pieces, like little gold nuggets that were dropped along the way, that helped you get into the place that you needed to be. And now, even though life is a mystery, that's when you take the lead, because you're like, I have the information I needed. Now I can move forward with my life. Whew. Okay, very interesting message for you guys. So this is a message for whoever needed it. I hope this helped. Please do leave a comment down below if you felt this resonated. I'm very curious to hear about what it is that you caught from this. If you were drawn to this video, of course, there must have been at least one message in here for you. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. If you enjoyed this content, please do hit that like and subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care.